Hey everyone, welcome to episode 8 of A Drop of Sunshine. I'm Daphne DeLauren, and today we're talking about how to move forward with momentum when friends do not cheer you on. Purpose exists in everything and everyone. If you're listening to this right now, you're gifted with a beating heart and a very particular purpose. We were all created uniquely with gifts and talents no one else on this earth has, and one of the biggest tragedies is passing through this life without meaning or purpose. Most of us are influenced by family, friends, or other relationships on what we're supposed to do with our life or who we're supposed to be. This affects our careers, hobbies, and relationships. I don't have all the answers, but my mission is to help bring you truth and closer to your purpose, one drop at a time. Hey everyone, welcome to episode 8 of A Drop of Sunshine. Whoa, I cannot believe I'm saying that. Episode 8, that is so cool, so exciting. My co-host Nash is sitting next to me and we have a good topic to talk about today. Today, what are we talking about? We are talking about how to move forward with momentum when friends, close friends, far friends, family, whoever it is, does not cheer you on. This is a very real topic. We don't talk about it enough. It happens to quite a few of us. So I want to bring it up to light, talk about it today. And I'm going to start by saying you do not need anyone's permission or approval to make a positive change in your life or go after your dream. Because chances are, if you are making a positive change in your life, or you're going after a dream and just working at it, there are going to be naysayers, people who discourage you, people who talk behind your back, people who do not want to see you succeed. This is real. This has happened to me countless times. And it's so funny because ever since we're little, we're taught to really live for the approval of other people, but it's not outspoken. It's like kind of a societal norm that happens since we're little. And so social media does not help that. But it does not help in confidence whatsoever. And it can almost derail us completely, not only from our purpose, from visions we have, from having self-esteem, just being a go-getter. It is just a roadblock when we give into that lie. Because let me tell you something, it's a big fat lie with a caps lock lie. And you gotta catch those lies as soon as they come. You gotta swipe left, because if you really want to get to your vision, you need to realize you, my beautiful friend, need nobody's approval but your creator. And as soon as you realize that and tune out the noise of what your friend says you should do and how you should do it, or how you can't do it, or how that's not for you. Once you tune those things out and get in your quiet place and pray and really figure out what this thing is and have this vision, and then paint the vision clearer with more detail and create tunnel vision to get to that place. The closer you are to getting there, the more obstacles and people's disbelief in you is going to come and just be thrown in your face. And I experienced this from college to landing my first job. Backtrack a little bit. When I first landed my first job, it was just a bunch of us meteorologists, and we had just, gone through our exams, and I was really blessed to land a job 6 months before I even graduated. And I just remember like this sense of envy from the people that I thought were closest to me. And it's funny how that happens. Like, I don't know why, it just does. When there are people in your life who want something that you either achieved or will achieve, sometimes there's this envy, and it's a natural human characteristic unless you catch it and let it go. We can all fall into that. We can all fall into envy. We can, even me just now, like I'm new into this whole entrepreneur world, and I look at such successful entrepreneurs. I'm like, wow, like I would do anything to get there. And and then I like laugh at myself, like you are exactly where you're supposed to be right now. Chill out. Anyway, I don't want to get too far off topic here, but a lot of times we fall into this approval of other people and needing permission to go after something we set our mind to. And if you're looking for that, I'm going to tell you right now, you don't need anybody's permission. But if you really, really say, Daphne, I need something, let me be that person right now. Hold your face, look you in your eyes, and give you the green light to go after it. Nobody who loves you truly is going to discourage you. Nobody who wants to see you succeed is going to give you disbelief in yourself. So once you know that, you got to surround yourself with the right people. Not only the right people like where you are now, but people you look up to in your life. People who are where you want to be so you can, create relationship and maybe ask them for advice in a loving way. Say, hey, here's where I am and here's where I want to be. And you've kind of touched that territory, and can you guide me? A lot of times we're scared to ask for help. It can be scary, but I encourage you to ask for help, because when somebody sees you in a vulnerable place, it's a lot more inviting to be that person to help somebody else, because we're actually created to help other people. But when we live for the approval of other people, I'm telling you, it's like prison. I don't want to be dramatic here, but it's like a mental prison that just keeps you stumbled in the same place with no momentum and no motion. And I'm going to say something boldly to you. Most people do not care. Really. A lot of people on your social media account, they really just don't care about you and your future. And some of them secretly want to see you fail. And it can be scary. It can be really uncomfortable. It can feel like a place you don't want to be in. And me just leaving the place I worked my whole life for those of you who don't know, I was working for NBC in Nashville. And that was literally like my ultimate dream as a little girl since I was 12 years old. That's all I worked my whole life towards. And I had this change of heart where I felt called to leave this dream job without any money or paycheck. And I was the breadwinner of my family at the time. And everybody is like questioning and wondering and just watching me. And when people just even watch your Instagram story and you see them watching and they have not said one thing like cheering you on or encouraging you. They're just watching you to see if you failed or what you're doing or seeing what you're wearing this weekend. It can be a very dog-eat-dog world on social media. So I'm just going to point that out there. But there are people not only who secretly want to see you fail, but there's envy involved. And then there's people that you like have sought approval for your whole life since you were little, which could be family members. But I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it boldly. If you know that God has your back and you are living for God, nobody else's approval matters. So if you really truly feel like God is directing you in a specific path in your life, which is ultimately what matters in my belief system, then you gotta fine tune his voice towards everybody else's, even people with good intentions towards you, because their opinions should not dictate your path in your life, because everybody has an opinion and everybody believes in their opinion very strongly. So if you're listening to this person and that person and this person and this person, and they're all different, you're going to lose your freaking mind. And one example of that was when I was first starting out in weather and meteorology. If you don't know my backstory, I'll give you a little summary, brief summary, I will. I was 12 years old, and my Aunt Donna worked for KESQ in Palm Springs, California, and it was an ABC affiliate. And I was 12 years old, living in Florida. I wanted to go visit my aunt. She's one of the closest people in my whole life, who I've looked up to forever. And she worked at the news station, but she couldn't take off of work. And so I had to go to the station with her. And that day she happened to go to lunch with the meteorologist. And they said, you know what? It would be so fun to just throw Daphne in front of the green screen and have her make a little souvenir tape out of this trip to California. Little did they know that planted my dream job. And I went off running with this. And every time I went back to visit her, I remember meeting with the news director, Bob, and I sat down with Bob in his newsroom or news office, and I said, he was a news director, by the way, and I said, with my little notebook and my pad and my paper, I said, what would it take for you to hire me one day? My little 12-year-old self, 14-year-old self, 16-year-old self. And he said, you know, Daphne, here's what I look for in my meteorologist hirees. I look for experience. I look for personality. I look for looks. The last thing I really look at is a degree in meteorology. And this is the person who's going to hire me. And it really messed me up for a minute, because I want to tell people how to plan for their day, and I want to forecast the weather, but the person who I want to hire me is saying, I don't even need my meteorology degree. And so being weak in math, I honestly, wanted to take that path, but little did I know that was only 1% of the country. So when I realized I really need to go the hard route and get my math minor and my physics minor and get my meteorology degree, the amount of people that questioned that because I was so bad at math almost got in my head, because in the first moment I felt I believed in myself and I could do it. And then the creator of meteorology at FSU said, Daphne, if you're not above excellent in math, don't waste your time and don't waste our time, because this is an 80% fail rate. This is before I even started. Then my parents knew that I was not really good at math or science. And they're like, honey, it's okay if you don't want to go this route, because this is too much. It's going to be a little much for you, And those were my parents. And then from a good place in their heart, because they didn't want to see me struggle, like I really did, actually. But if I listened to these voices of people who I looked up to, forget colleagues or friends that were my age, it was like people who would hire me, people who were creators of this degree that I want to get, my own parents. And everything around me told me, you can't do it. And it was like a hard place to be, because this is all my heart's desire was. And so if I would have listened to that voices, I should say, then I would not have achieved my ultimate dream that I visioned as a little girl. So I want to encourage you that people's voices, yes, there are some people that we need to really listen to and look up to, but I encourage you to take it as a grain of salt and really figure out the voice in your own mind. And for me, like tapping into God and praying about it. Because you ultimately have inside of you a voice that is going to lead you to the right path. And those other voices can really derail you from where you are supposed to be. So I want to encourage you. And it was funny, when I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about in this podcast, I was kind of just sitting upstairs in our bonus room, which is actually where our studio is. And I was telling Josh, like even in this new season of my life, there are friends who I don't feel like they're cheering me on, and they're just kind of watching me right now. And in that moment, he's like, "It's funny you say that. I'm reading this quote on Instagram right now. You gotta see this." And so I came back over to his desk, and I'm gonna read it to you right now, word for word. I don't know who this is, but it was really good. Whoever has this quote, thank you. People too weak to follow their own dreams will always find a way to discourage yours. Whoa, isn't that good? I was like, whoa, honey, how did you know I needed that in that moment? So it's true. Like people who are too weak to follow their own dreams will always find a way to discourage yours. A lot of people who are in a low place or, not where they want to be, they want you to share that feeling with them so they don't feel alone. But whoever's whole and complete does not do that, even if they're not where they want to be. So you have to tune out that noise and not blame them or get resentful towards them or gossip about them. You just realize it and say, okay, I don't need Sally here. I don't need Sally to discourage me. I don't need that. So getting good at realizing that, boys, letting it go, dismissing it, and just smiling. You have to master cutting out the noise, taking a stance, even if it's not going to agree with other people. And for me, what has helped me in my life is getting this tunnel vision and go after it with everything you got. Because life is too short to not do that. So I want to encourage you to do that. Even when it's hard, even if not a single person is cheering you on, you have something inside of you that will lead you and guide you along the way. And you're gonna mess up, you're gonna fall, but being comfortable, being uncomfortable is a beautiful place to be, knowing you're going to fail, but bouncing back, like having that resilience to get up and put on your shoes and get up and bounce back every single day. I don't care how many times you fall. Listen to me. Get up and bounce back. Because the quicker you bounce back, the closer you get to your vision, and one less failure, one less no to the yes. So I'm going to encourage you right now to do that. So I also want to add, a lot of times in our life, like when we are going through a transition, or you don't even need to go through a transition for this to happen, you would be surprised how many people are watching you in how you respond, how you react, how you behave in certain situations, especially with social media. So knowing that people are watching you, I believe you need to hold yourself more accountable. And you need to watch how you respond even to those naysayers as much as you want to, get discouraged or react or, block people or whatever that is. I'm going to encourage you and call you higher to be the best version of yourself because people are looking up to you and you are a role model to a lot of people. So how you act, people really actually check into it and they observe every detail of that. And that's a really cool place to be. What an honor, what a privilege it is for those people to be looking at you and looking up to you. So in those moments, when you are putting yourself out there, I'm going to encourage you to know and just picture other people watching you and how you respond to situations, the words that come out of your mouth, the posts that you post about, because as pros and cons as there are to social media, I believe you can use it for a very beautiful reason and purpose to impact other lives in a positive way. Like, are you the person who is politically bashing everybody or gossiping about people or just posting about, your beautiful new manicure? Or are you actually like giving good insightful information to people? And that looks different for every person. But what are you putting out there and how are people observing you? So that really is a real topic. And I'm going to encourage you to really be intentional about what you put out there, how you respond, the words you speak, because the energy that protrudes from you, people really pick up on very easily without you even trying. And even if you're trying to hide something, people can read you like a book. All right, so our time is getting closer to the end here. I hope this encouraged you. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you who have subscribed, who have left me a star, who have left me a comment, who have posted on Instagram, Facebook, screenshotted, tagged me. Like, I see every single one of those, and I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this journey with me. I really feel like this is a team thing, and I really enjoy connecting on a really deep, personal, and vulnerable level with each and every one of you. Love and appreciate you so much. All right, my friends, if you got something out of this message, I would truly appreciate a star, a comment, even a review. That would mean the world to me. And by the way, if you like a drop of sunshine and it's bringing value to your life, consider becoming a patron. By becoming a patron, you'll get personalized monthly videos from me directly to you. So super excited about this, just starting this. You can do that by going to patreon.com/a drop of sunshine. That is patreon.com/a drop of sunshine. I'll also put that link under the show description notes, so you can catch that there as well. Of course, you can catch me on Instagram, you can catch me on Facebook, and if you haven't already subscribed to my daphnedeloren.com website, you can definitely do that as well. Thank you all for listening. I hope you're having a wonderful day, a wonderful week. I love and appreciate each one of you.